Hi Pisces, welcome to your reading. This is a timeless collective reading for Pisces, Sun, Moon, Rising, or if you were just intuitively guided here, I'm sure there's a message for you as well. All right, I have been getting the nudge to do your reading for a couple of days. I really feel like there's a big message coming through for you. I do have your first two oracle cards pulled, so let's dive right in. The first card that came forward for you is Awake. So owl energy is here supporting you right now. I feel, Pisces, like you have been practicing greater self-love recently. You've been practicing being softer with yourself, more accepting of yourself. There's a lot less resistance in your system, I feel. You're really opening up to new ways of relating to yourself. And that kind of consistent, real softening and self-love, it's moving you in a new direction. It really is. And I feel like it's brought you to this threshold or this tipping point. And now Spirit, represented by the owl here, Spirit is standing at the threshold of a door, greeting you, holding out a key, saying, Pisces, you're ready to cross this threshold. You're ready to cross this line if you want to. Only if you want to. If you keep doing what you're doing, if you keep softening with yourself, you can cross this threshold and move into a completely new trajectory and reality. But you don't have to. You don't have to, right? You have free will. You could stay where you are. You could fall back into old patterns. You can do whatever you want. But if you're ready, here's the key to a new reality. And I love that Spirit is being represented by the owl. Owls are all about, of course, seeing in the dark, right? Being highly perceptive and intuitive and being able to see what other people can't. So it's almost like Spirit is saying to you, Pisces, I see the work you've been doing. I see the new path you're walking down, and I can see the potential that you're lining up with. I know maybe you can't see it yet. Some part of you can feel it, but you can't see it quite yet. I can. Spirit can see it. And so it's almost like Spirit is saying, trust me, trust me. You are opening up a new paradigm for yourself, okay? At the bottom of the deck is Earth. This is that beautiful little seed of potential in your heart that has just cracked open. It's just starting to drop roots. It's just starting to reach for the surface of the soil, right? So again, the long-term sort of ramifications of this deepening self-love you've been practicing, they may not be totally apparent to you yet, but again, I think you can feel deep down that you being more loving and softer with yourself, it's going to amount to something incredible, right? Who knows what this seed will turn into? A beautiful flower, a mature, huge tree, who knows? Maybe it's the beginning of a forest. We don't know. But it's something special, and it's something really, really powerful that's taken root in you, okay? I feel like you are ready to cross this threshold. There really is no going back. There's no going back. I think you see that. The only way forward is to continue with this softening. Okay, let's go into tarot here. I am using the Gentle Heart Tarot for you, which is just so perfect. Okay. Where do we go from here, Spirit? Where do we go from here? Just show me Pisces general energy. Show me Pisces general energy, please, Spirit. I love how there's lavender and I believe sage in that initial image here, this oracle card. Lavender, sage, and a cup of tea. It all indicates, you know, this beautiful, relaxed, leaned back, divine feminine energy. It may have been easy for you to be soft with other people in the past, but now you're really waking up to the power of being soft with yourself. There's arguably nothing more powerful. Show me Pisces. Justice. Justice is all about your external reality coming into alignment with the internal changes that you've made. Yeah, this is like a huge, I'm hearing telltale moment, or a moment where the energy that you've been holding in here comes back to you. This is karma, right? What you put out is what you get back. What you give to yourself is also what you get back, right? Giving to yourself is a kind of exuding energy. Hopefully that makes sense. Justice is all about balance, right? The truth, the deeper truth, the highest truth, same thing, creating a ripple effect of balance in your reality. I feel like you have either just made a really powerful decision or you're about to. And that decision maybe is you walking through the threshold. It could be for some of you. And it's like, as soon as you make this decision to, I don't know, change something or release something, move in a new direction or move in a new way, I'm just seeing it like all of the energy is aligning, you know, and it feels like it's going to set you free. It just feels like you're setting yourself free. Judgment. Wow. You are being called. You are being called to a higher embodiment. It feels like your soul, your higher self, it's so close. It's like right there, and you're merging with it. You're called to merge with it. And I love, okay, in the Judgment card, her eyes are closed, but her third eye is open. Brings me back to the owl. Your intuition, your heart is guiding you across this threshold, this tipping point or choice point. This, it's like I'm hearing the amalgamation of all the little ways you've loved yourself more lately, adding up to this moment where you can really prove to yourself how much you love yourself. Death. Okay. Well, not only are you letting go of an old way of being and relating to yourself, you may be releasing things externally. I'm getting chills all up the left side of my body. You may be releasing things around you as a result of releasing the old relationship to yourself, right? So as you change your relationship to yourself, things around you will have to change. That's the Justice card. Life is one big mirror, right? That's kind of an oversimplified way of explaining it, but in essence, that is how it works, right? So you could be letting go of something really, really significant, but it's beautiful. It's beautiful. There's so much wisdom to be gained through this releasing process, this allowing of what no longer serves you to release itself from you in a way. What's the primary challenge that Pisces is facing, Spirit? I'm just hearing plant medicine. Plant medicine. I don't know. Maybe working with the energy of plants or nature at this time could be very supportive, either just energetically or physically. Take it as it resonates. What's the primary challenge that Pisces is facing? Ten of Diamonds, which is the Ten of Pentacles. Yes, Ten of Pentacles. Well, you've invested your energy into something for a pretty long time. You know, whether this is a relationship or a particular dream you've had for yourself, feels like you've invested your time and energy into maybe multiple things for a long time, but now you're kind of looking at the accumulation of what you've invested into and you're questioning it, I feel. Page of Swords. This feels like a clarity, either communication coming in or clarity of mind. Six of Swords. Okay, yeah, that makes a lot of sense. So your challenge at the moment is essentially opening up to the truth that you're ready to move on from something. It goes back to the Death card. I think what's ready to die is this energy of the Ten of Pentacles. Some thoughts and beliefs that could perpetuate this kind of pain or struggle would be, well, I've been committed to it or them for so long, so it would be bad of me to let it go now, right? I've put so much work into this thing for so long, I can't cope with the idea of walking away from it now. Like, it couldn't have all been for nothing. You know, thoughts like this would kind of keep you attached to this Ten of Pentacles, something you've built, created, or tried to nurture over time, but you're realizing now it's time to walk away, or it's time to completely shift your focus and perspective relative to it. But there's got to be a big release relative to this. So it could be a relationship, it could be a job, it could be a home, you know, always take it as it resonates. It could also just be, again, in essence, a way of thinking. Clarify this Ten of Pentacles. Clarify the Ten of Pentacles, please, Spirit. I feel like the need to protect your energy is very important right now. Protecting your energy. I don't often talk about protecting anything. It's not something I don't always resonate with this idea of protection, because if it's not engaged with in a sovereign way, it can actually create fear, because it's like you're constantly reminding yourself you have something that you need protection from. But in this case, I don't feel that at all for you right now. There is something specific about protecting your energy from distractions. Clarify the Ten of Pentacles. It's almost like you need to create, I'm seeing like a bubble or a safe container for yourself in order to cross this threshold. Like, give yourself the structure and the protection and the focus that you need at this critical moment so that you can, boop, move over that threshold, and then you might not have to think about protection so actively after that point. Nine of Swords. This is pure anxiety, either fear of the future or guilt, regret about the past, nightmares. It's just pure stress, clarifying that Ten of Pentacles. Well, it's kind of like, I mean, the question is just arising in me, at what point do you give up on something? That might be a question you're asking yourself. There is let's say a shadow way or a shadow form of giving up, and a light or exalted way of giving up. If you've invested yourself into something for a long time and you're realizing now it's just causing me stress, it's not working for me, giving up on it is self-loving. It's the right thing to do, you know? If you're feeling called to something, if your heart is telling you this is the right direction, keep it, you know, keep pushing through. Eventually you'll break through the ceiling, so to speak, and things will be easier, but this is really right for you. Keep on, your intuition is telling you to keep on keeping on with something. It's all for the best. Then, giving up on it would be not necessarily self-loving. It feels to me like you're questioning this thing in this way now. And maybe the truth with that Page of Swords you're waking up to is it doesn't matter how long I've been engaging with something. It still might not be right for me. Like, time invested is not necessarily a sign of alignment. Okay? If something is just causing you chronic stress, it might not be right for you. What's the advice? What's the advice? Hopefully all of this makes sense. Advice for Pisces. Seven of Swords. Oh, I love this. This is going right back to what I was saying about protect your energy. See how that sword is in a bubble? That sword at the bottom is being contained, separated from the others, and contained. So the Seven of Swords usually is about kind of deception or going behind somebody's back or being sneaky or deceitful in some way, but that's in its shadow state. This is your advice, so it's in its exalted light state. This is about taking back what's yours, taking back your, I'm hearing mental sovereignty, protecting your energy, protecting your mind so that you can stay focused on what you need to stay focused on right now, which is crossing this threshold, moving past that tipping point from which there is no return. Anchoring into self-love and softening with yourself as normal. Okay. Wheel of Fortune. Oh my gosh, Spirit is so supporting you. I mean, it always is. It always is. But this is such a big moment for you. This is a Wheel of Fortune turning point moment. Things are shifting for you in a really, really big way. So I think Spirit wants you to trust that you're not alone in this. All forces in the universe are backing what you're doing right now. Queen of Swords. Wow, there's a lot of swords. Truth, honesty, speaking your truth. This isn't right for me. This isn't working for me. I'm going to choose to go this way. You're either coming with me or you're not, right? Raw honesty. There's so much power in the vulnerability of speaking your truth. So speak your truth. Say it the way you see it, at least to yourself, maybe to other people. Okay. I want to clarify this Seven of Swords. How can Pisces protect their own energy at this time? Queen of Crystals. This is the Queen of Wands, and I was just hearing the word lava. I was hearing the word lava while I was shuffling. And now we have the Queen of Wands, Queen of Fire. Okay, a few different things. Working with the element of fire in any way you feel called could be super, super powerful for you right now. Maybe writing a letter to yourself, your past self, your future self, a part of yourself, and then burning it, or writing a letter to someone else and then burning it. There's so many ways to work with fire, okay, if you feel called to that. You could also work with your solar plexus, okay? You could do a healing meditation with your solar plexus, or energy work on your solar plexus, and eating yellow foods or wearing the color yellow, or an orange, like an orangey yellow, that could be very helpful. But to me, the core of it here, because again, this is advice for how to protect your energy. This is like tapping into that divine anger, not in a frustrated, powerless kind of way, in an exalted way. Like, what are you fed up with? What are you angry about? What are you no longer willing to accept? This kind of feisty, fiery energy within you, which you have complete access to at any time. It'll help you to set stronger boundaries. Those boundaries are natural protection. I think that's the main message coming through here. Boundaries are protection. I love that. Okay, let's get a journal prompt for you from my journal prompt deck. Journal prompt for Pisces. I'm seeing the number 999. Okay, we'll go with it. A bunch flipped out, but I only saw one. Take this one right at the top, number 6. If you knew that you only had one more month to live, what would you do with that month and why? This is such a powerful question. Answering this question or exploring what your answer might be, it helps you to hone in on what matters to you most. And when you have that kind of clarity about your top values and priorities, setting boundaries that are supportive of them is kind of easy, or at least easier. Okay, so answer that question for yourself and see where it takes you. Let's get a closing message from Alice the Wonderland Oracle. It's interesting, the last reading that I gave for you, what came through was that you were feeling kind of heavy. And I think the advice was something like exploring, expressing your emotions through art. I don't feel that heaviness in you anymore. You of course, might have moments where you feel heavy. Your emotions are constantly fluctuating, right? But the bulk of that heaviness feels gone to me when I connect with you. I think you've been doing some really, really powerful inner work. Number 5, becoming braver, resilience, experience, growing stronger, and fresh perspective. Let's see what the guidebook says. Alice is brave, and so are you. With everything that has taken place in your life of late, you have often felt overwhelmed, challenged, and uncertain of whether you could cope with very much more. But you have shown great courage, and perhaps even more wonderfully, you've developed so much resilience. I think softening with yourself creates resilience, ironically. Because of the extreme nature of the events and experiences you've been working with, you will now be able to deal with all manner of circumstance with great calm and stoicism, and this is no small thing. Being challenged in quite radical ways can see some people retreat entirely from life, but you, like Alice, can see one of the aspects of working through adversity is realizing just how much you can do. You have been stretched, pushed, and gone right to the very edges of what you know about yourself. And you have come to know yourself far better, far more deeply than if you had not had these great and sometimes rather terrible adventures. Most of all, please know these truths. You are strong, you are brave, you are resilient, you have been dignified, graceful, and remained curious under the greatest sorts of pressures. This has been in many ways your finest hour. And you will be able to set an amazing example when life returns to something just a little closer to what most people call normal. You're creating a new normal for yourself, Pisces, and it's radiant. It's amazing. This is the beginning of something new and very powerful for you. Okay. I hope this was helpful, or at least thought-provoking, Pisces. If you have any questions or comments, leave them down below. I would love to hear from you. As always, I'll be putting this journal prompt in the description box along with several others, so be sure to check them out. They'll help you to process all of this and take your inner work a little bit deeper. All right, I'll see you next time. Bye.